I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I coach people and organizations to be more effective. I'm the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com and NoBSCoachingAdvice.com. One of the things that I think may be human nature is that as people get close to a job offer, they take their foot off the gas instead of putting the pedal to the metal, if you know that expression. By taking foot off the gas, they stop driving to get more interviews. They stop trying to network, and they stop doing the things that are getting them to the point of being where they are, which is only close to an offer, not actually in possession of an offer. I'll tell you a couple of stories from when I did recruiting and just talk with you about situations where someone told me, an HR person tells me, we're making him an offer, only to then call me up a week later saying, things have changed and there's no offer that's going to be forthcoming. New CTOs come on board. They want to see someone with a degree. I remember that situation with a client in Oklahoma that I worked with. A global firm, the job was going to be in Oklahoma. Person locally could have done this role. It was an unusual skill set and just didn't have a degree. New person comes on board from Google. They only want to see degreed individuals. Out of luck. So many of these things have happened where someone says to themselves, hey, I've got multiple things that look like they're on final approach. I've got this one and that one. They're all telling me good stuff. And I've got this fly-in next week. And slowly but surely they die a death of attrition with nothing forthcoming. There's an old saying from Yogi Berra, a Yankee catcher who was known for, shall we say, awkward terms or awkward expressions. And in this one was, it ain't over till the fat lady sings, which refers to at the end of an opera, there would be an overweight woman who would come out and do an aria about death in some way, shape, or form. And Barris made this comment that was hysterical. Well, the fat lady ain't sung yet, folks. You're still sitting there with a lot of hope and wishes and expectations, but you don't have an offer. So you've got to keep driving until you get the piece of paper in your hands. It's not enough to have the oral offer, because the oral offer has no proof to it. They've got deniability until you receive that email of a PDF that says, we're making you an offer to join our staff as a so-and-so. Until you get that in your hands, either by FedEx or as a PDF, you don't have an offer yet. You've got to keep pushing yourself, even though it's tempting to say, it's over, because it isn't over yet. I can't tell you the number of people who receive quote unquote contingency offers, an offer contingent upon them getting a client, but they want you to commit right then and there, even though they've committed to nothing on their side. You can't buy into their agenda. You have to look out for your interests, and your interest basically says, until I have a written offer in hand without any equivocation, because that's what a contingent offer is. It basically says, you're committing to us if we get an assignment that we decide to hire you for. What do you have there? Zero. What do you have if a firm says, we're making you an offer of X number of dollars, we'd like you to start on whatever the date is, until you have the offer letter? You've got nothing. Keep pushing, keep plugging. I know HR people will say, we keep our word about these things. And I'll tell you, there are a lot of HR people with organizations who've had to backtrack on statements because the people who they're serving are backtracking on things. So again, keep pushing until you have the written offer. I'm Jeff Altman. Hope you found this helpful. If you're interested in my coaching, you connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/the Big Game Hunter. Mention that you saw this video because I like knowing I'm helping folks. Once connected, send me a message that you're interested in coaching. We'll set up time for a free discovery call. Also, I've got a ton of great content at thebiggamehunter.us. More than 6,000 blog posts that you can watch, listen to, or read that's going to help you find work more quickly. Hope you have a great day and take care.